Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, SunshinehazeCo. I'm Aja A, for those of y'all that have never seen a video of mine. This time around, this is a tarot reading specifically for the Mercury Retrograde, the Pisces Mercury Retrograde, so February 17th through March 10th. Also looking at the shadow periods, which are about a couple weeks either side of those dates. I mentioned this and I don't know what video, but I did tell y'all I was going to tell y'all about some Pisces stones. So stones that you guys can work with. I said I'd have them in this reading. Pisces stones, blue kyanite here. I've also got aquamarine here. And I've got blue lace agate, other Pisces stones, fluorite, amazonite. What else did I see in there? Amethyst is a Pisces stone as well. Blue stones and purple stones, third eye, all those third eye chakra stones and thymus stones, those are Pisces stones. Well, not all of them, but if you're like trying to gauge what group you need to be looking into, those are the groups. This is going to be, as I said, a Mercury retrograde reading. This reading is intended for your Mercury placements. So as you see the video and you see water signs or you see fire signs or whatever, know that that video is intended for your Mercury placement. So if you have your Mercury placed in Leo like me, you're going to want to watch the fire sign Mercury retrograde video. Although I am a Cancer, my solar placement is in Cancer, I'm watching the fire Mercury retrograde reading video. Now, with that being said, tarot is all about the messages and intuition and things of that sort. So if you know you are a little Cancer like me and you stumble across the water retrograde reading, there could still be some messages in there for you. It's whatever your heart and your spirit is called to, but just know that I have intended for these to be your Mercury placement readings. Now, if you don't know how to find that, you can just go online. Google is free, and these sites are also free. You could literally Google natal chart report, and it'll pull up a bunch of sites that you can go in and plug your information into. I use Cafe Astrology and astro.com the most. You'll need your birth time, your birthplace, and your birth location. If you don't have your birth time, that's okay. It just really won't give you your rising sign, but I think it's better for you to have all that information when you go to get your chart aspects. But if you don't know your Mercury placement, go on and go find that out really quick, and then come on back to the video and see what this retrograde has in store for you, all right? So, okay, y'all, let's get it popping. So this one is for the Earth Mercury placement. So if you've got your Mercury placed in Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, this one is for you. Let's just go on and get started, y'all. So the first card that you have popping up here is in the position of your overall energy for this particular Mercury retrograde. And as I read these cards for you, please disregard the background. Like, there is no way for me to get over that they are doing some sort of painting or construction outside. I don't fucking know. But I do know that they like to do this shit every time I sit down to record a video, and spirit is funny. It's just time for me to get it popping, get it rolling, get it cracking. But anyways, you've got here and now in the position of your overall energy for this Mercury retrograde. And keep in mind that these Mercury retrogrades are very, very short. This card, I think, is popping up because with this Mercury retrograde being placed in the sign of Pisces, passing over Pisces points, right, there is a very big possibility for people to get pulled under the currents and kind of just tossed and lost at sea. You guys are Earth sign. Well, you have an Earth Mercury placement, so that does make it compatible, a compatible energy with the Pisces Mercury retrograde. However, just anytime Mercury is retrograding in water, there is just a little sense of confusion and kind of just being kind of in this hazy state of mind, right? So you've got the here and now, which I think is a reminder for you Earth people that there are a lot of shifts. And I say that because you've got a 5 energy coming up here, and then you've got the 2 of Cups here, and then you've got the 3 of Wands here. And I'm going to talk about all those in a second, but a lot of shifts, a lot of changes coming up for you guys with those Earth Mercury placements. And again, just remember, Mercury governs, our perspective, it governs travel, and it governs communication. So there are probably some changes coming up in regards to those aspects. As these changes are happening, especially if they're happening during the Mercury retrograde, y'all might not necessarily know because you were so dazed by that Pisces energy. This here and now card does tell me that for you guys with those earth placements, it is very important for you to pay as close attention as you can to what is popping off during this month for you and then the shadow periods, okay? I also think that comes with a little bit of a bigger moment, is a larger moment as earth signs. Just in general, earth signs tend to dwell on the work that they've done, because they put so much energy into that work, into the foundation for the type of outcome that they want to see. So as we hit Mercury retrograde, a lot of you might be in this position to where you're starting to look back over your lives, especially because retrogrades are reflecting correct periods. Looking back over, and this is an earth sign thing, looking back over what you did wrong, what you didn't do right, what you could have done better, right? Especially if you've got an earth Mercury placement, that is probably a very common energy for you. It's probably something that you deal with on the regular, is constantly thinking about how you should have done things, how you could have made things better, how you should have did this and should have did that, XYZ, right? This here and now card does tell me, my little Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo Mercurian placement people, that you cannot lend so much energy to the reflect portion right now. For you, you need to pay attention to what's going on right here and right now, in the here and now. This is not this is not a retrospective period for you. You can reflect. Let me take that back. You can reflect, but this is not a time for you to be sitting and going back all over all your mistakes, okay? This is actually a time for you to pay attention to what is going on right here and right now. And that may actually be one of your reflect and correct messages, is that you dwell too much on the past and too much on what you've done in the past. You need to worry about what's popping right now. And this is not even you need to worry about what's happening in the future. This is literally here and now. As I was saying earlier, it resonates with the 5 energy. This card has the number 32 on it, which, and I don't believe in coincidence, you've got a 3 card here and you've got a 2 card here, and those break down into 5. And what is 5? 5 is the number of change and transformation and adapting and shifting your energies and ascending into new spaces and new energies, right? So for you guys, in order for you to progress forward, especially when Mercury stations direct, you have to lend some energy to what's going on right now. You have to lend some energy to how you think right now. You have to lend some energy to the work that you're doing right here and right now. Because if you don't do what you got to do today, here, you're not going to be able to even see what's supposed to be popping off for tomorrow. You feel me? Okay, so let me move into these other 2 cards for you guys. The next card that you have coming up is in the position of where you need to reflect and correct during this Mercury retrograde. And so for people with those earth sign Mercury placements, you've got the 2 of Cups here. And now the 2 of Cups is a love card. I actually like the 2 of Cups in this deck because it doesn't resonate so much with the love energy. The 2 of Cups, I am kind of happy to see here. The 2 of Cups is normally a love card. But with this deck, this Fountain Tarot deck, I actually, if you know anything about me, you know I don't really care to do love readings. And that is only because I give these readings and people don't listen. So I actually like the 2 of Cups in this deck because it doesn't so much resonate with that lovey-dovey romantic energy than it does with this cosmic connection energy in this deck. And so where you need to reflect and correct during this time for my people with those earth sign Mercury placements is really looking at, are you aligned? And with this Pisces Mercury retrograde, and I do talk about this a little bit more in detail in that video, this is a time to where our souls and our hearts and our minds, we are literally, it's like there's a magnet on what it is that we're supposed to be aligned with, what we're supposed to be doing, where we're supposed to be. And we are being pulled to those magnets, right? So this 2 of Cups here is saying, okay, reflect and correct. Where is your heart being pulled to right now? Right now. Where is your soul being pulled to? Where is your mind being pulled to? Where are you putting your energy right now? And then take a second to sit and look, okay, is all of that I'm putting my energy into, is everything that I'm being called to, is that actually what I am supposed to be in alignment with? Now, for you earth sign people, I think, not earth sign people, for you people with those earth sign placements, I think it's important to remember that earth is a very stubborn energy. Earth is one of those energies that is kind of like, you know, this is what I want, so I'm locked in on it, and this is what it is. This is how it is. This is the foundation. No questions asked. Don't ask me to change nothing, because this is how it is. Now, for you guys, with this Two of Cups here and this here and now, I think the message for you is, okay, for y'all with the Mercury placements, are you anchored in something that you don't need to be anchored in anymore? Are you even really, truly, and honestly aligned with what you're anchored in? And if you're not, what do you really, truly, and honestly feel you are supposed to be doing? Where do you feel you are supposed to be? How do you feel about everything that's going on for you right now? And that's where the correction period comes in. It's where the correction part of that reflect and correct comes in. And as I was saying, it's not very much so retrospective as it is looking at the physical and at what you've got going on right here and right now, in order for you to change it so that in the future, once Mercury stations direct, you'll be operating within an energy that is meant for you. You won't be doing shit that you're not supposed to be doing, so to speak. You won't be mixing and mingling with people that are no longer beneficial. I hate to say beneficial, but are no longer serving a positive purpose in your life, okay? But yeah, that's all I want to say about that card. Moving on into y'all's last card here for my Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo Mercury placement people. You've got the Three of Wands. And now this is in the position of, what's the takeaway? And so this is where we kind of start to get a look at the future. The Three of Wands, I read with this energy of kind of peeking into the future, starting to lay the foundations for the type of life that we want to be living. If you take a look at this card, this guy is kind of like toiling away with his wands. He's kind of playing around with it. It's a little bit of work that he's doing here, but you see he has a plan. He doesn't have much else, but he has a plan. He has a foundation, and in the future, he knows that whatever is being built upon is coming from this foundation that he's laid. So for you guys, the retrograde period for you is a time for you to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be doing it, and if it's making your heart beat, if that's where you're supposed to be, if you are actually in the spaces and places that life has led you to, and if you are actually, you know, harnessing those energies that you have been brought to. Because let me just tell y'all certain things. The path for us is always laid out, right? And we take these paths every day. And just because the path is laid out for you does not mean that you did the work or that you went to the destination. We stray. Sometimes we like, I'm not walking on that path. I'm about to beeline over here. You know, it's just things that come and take us out of the game for a second. But the path is laid. You can follow the path. Now, this is you laying the foundation for your path. This is the takeaway for you. So everything that you come into or everything that you figure out during this time, right now, people with those Earth Mercury placements, is for you to understand that these lessons, these energies that you're picking up on, that you're figuring out during this time right here and right now, they are meant to be lent. So when you move forward in these next couple of months, you are working with what you need to be working with, and that you don't have any extra shit, that you're not attached to things that you no longer need to be attached to, that you just have the energy that you need and you have the tools and the resources that you need, which may even be very minimal. I think with this card, there's also this message of, you know, as you're in this here and now, kind of ease up a little bit on that earth energy of, I have to do all of this, I have to do this, this work has to be done, this work has to be done here. Kind of just let the water take you, let the water lead you to where you need to be. Let Pisces pull you intuitively into where you need to be. Therefore, when Mercury stations direct, you are able to make the moves where you need to make them and how you need to make them. Okay, they are getting on my fucking nerves, and I'm trying. Patience is a virtue that I don't have, y'all. I do not have that virtue. So with that being said, for you guys with all those Earth Mercury placements, this is not necessarily a time for you to look back over your past instances or look back over the work that you could have been doing or that you should have done. This is actually a time for you to look at what's going on for you right here and right now. Figure out if that's working for you, figure out what does work for you, and then go on and take what works for you and lay the foundations for what's to come, okay? So with that being said, that is y'all's spread. If you need your own personal Mercury retrograde reading, I am having a sale. Retrograde readings are normally $40. They are half off, $20. Only $20. You can book one through my Etsy. You can send me an email, or you can drop a comment down below and I'll figure out how to contact you. Check out that Pisces Mercury Retrograde video. I talk about the energies that we're working with a little bit more in detail in that video. And then check out everything else I got on my channel. Literally check out everything I've posted in 2020. 2020, 22 year, universal year video, the 2020 forecast. I've got the decade messages. And I will also have the March tarot forecast going up over this next week. I thank you guys for tuning in with me. If you can't tell by how hard it was for me to suppress cussing out the people outside the window, my Mercury is in a fire placement. So good luck to y'all during this Mercury retrograde. Nah, you guys will be okay. Y'all will be all right. Just remember to harness, to reflect and correct during this time. And I'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.